Um, I'll be honest. Sometimes I want to admit this to people because, again, this is definitely a safe zone, and want to make sure you understand that this is a safe zone. You can share things if you feel like if you want to as well. Um, Sometimes I feel guilty when I allow my kids to eat that easy stuff like Dino Nuggets, Jared mentioned, or pizza rolls. I feel guilty when I let them do that. Now, if we're just doing a free for all, it's one thing. But if I know I have time to make something, and then all of a sudden I just go ahead, have some Dino Nuggets, I feel guilty because it's like, yeah, sure, it's got the meat that they need, but I'm not making them eat anything else. Not making them have a veggie.
Oh, that way? Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're just
Hello and welcome to Leashed Dad's podcast. I am Jared.
I'm Justin with a baby.
That's right, and that's Eleonora. We are two leashed dads and a baby that get together to discuss our everyday lives while chained to our responsibilities. Exhibit A. And tonight's
More like
topic,
Exhibit
we are
D.
rejoining our love of cooking. As you may have noticed in our previous episodes, we mentioned a lot about
Like number
the
2.
episode about our cooking love.
Episode number 2 is all about cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you get to be a part of the cooking show.
I really wanted to go back to it, not only because it's one of my favorite topics of all time, but I've been doing a lot more of it now that Natalie is working at night. So
nice. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a swell topic because there's always new things we can add to the cooking. Just cooking in general, right?
Right.
Since you've dove a little more in, there's always other things out there. Allie, you gotta stop. I need that headphone. I need the headphone.
Pardon
Yeah,
me.
you
I'm
find it
mute
funny.
myself as much as possible when I cough.
No, you're good. You're good. Trust me. It's gonna pick up here. So it's hey, silly, you're silly. Yeah. So no, Jared. I know it's definitely been a while for folks, right? Or at least it feels like that with the Thanksgiving holiday and everything here. Appreciate all those listeners or viewers for tuning into that Thanksgiving or that special episode, special content. And maybe, as I mentioned, maybe Jared will do one of his what he is thankful for later. Maybe. No, you're not having that. Here, have Daddy's phone. I know you like Daddy's phone. Have my phone. Amused. Makes it difficult. But anyway, so let's kind of recap some of the week here. I know, like I said, it's been a while, but what's your week been like?
Hell, I don't know.
I don't like how you say that. Come on.
It's been balls to the wall again. I really have not had any time to do anything else. So Thanksgiving was good. Had a good time. I went to my dad's for Thanksgiving because Natalie and I said we're not doing it this year ourselves, and that was very enjoyable. Not doing it ourselves. So. It built a pillow fort for the first time with the kids in the living room day after Thanksgiving. That was really fun. I think next time I'm really going to amp it up because I only used about a quarter of the pillows and blankets in the house, and next time I'm going to do all of them. Yeah,
I'm scared to know what you can do with that. I remember doing forts as a kid, though. Even in high school, I built forts, but we didn't use pillows. We used couches. We crawled underneath the couches. We'd flip the couches, so like and we'd move like air hockey table and other things around, and it was a good time, especially in the basement where my friends and I.
So anyway, with the chaos going at work, I really and Natalie working at night, I go and I feel so bad if I ever thought it was an easy job. It's not. So I go from work to immediately taking care of the kids and cooking dinner. There's no wait period. It's boom, sign off, boom, get in the kitchen. So it's crazy. And then, you know, homework either comes before or after dinner, and I'm beat, man. I'm beat.
Yeah, you're finally living that part of the life again. Just a tad, huh?
No, not again. Never. I've never
Oh,
had the situation where Natalie was working at night.
oh, that's right. Because both
Never.
of you used to work in the morning, right? Before Natalie
We were
decided
both
to go on her
9 to 5. Yep.
Yeah, before the whole sabbatical of I don't want to work for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. So it was always that. Yeah. So no, that's it's an interesting turn. To me, it's slightly different, at least recently. I'll come home, and this is one thing I'm not used to, but coming home and dinner being worked on or almost done, especially on my like late days where I'm working till 5 or so.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely get into that a little bit more. It's a switch. Put up some. I ended up doing some decorations, putting up some decor outside. You dropped the phone. That's your problem. That's your problem. Oh, jeez. Have that. Hold on to it, please. Don't drop it. But no. So put up some Christmas decor up on the outside. Was contemplating about getting the tree up. Haven't done that yet.
You're
work
slacking,
has been.
Man, come on.
I still have 20 some odd days. 27 or 20. Sorry, 24. I still got to get it up before and get things underneath it. But that won't be too bad. That really won't. I'll have it up probably this weekend. By the time you guys are listening to it, the Christmas tree should be up by the time you listen to this episode.
We're holding you to it. I want pictures.
You won't get pictures. You will not get pictures. I want
pictures. I don't trust
You're not getting pictures. My little girl is smiling at me right now like, hee, I'm being a devil.
I'm on the floor. I'm free.
I'm on the floor. I'm free, and that's what worries me. She's got my phone, so I'm not worried. But yeah, so that's kind of that. Work has been work. Interesting things have been happening all around, but that's I won't say personal, but it's not really, I guess, needs to discuss at this point in time. Yeah, so my week has been really weird. I guess. When I say weird, I mean coming home and having dinner ready for me by 5. A little after 5 is just different. I'm still not used to it because I'm usually the one at home all day, or was at home all day, making dinner. Or I would still, even if we were both home, I'd still be the one making dinner. Whereas sometimes it's the other way. Now it's the other way around. So it's a different aspect, but cooking is still cooking to us. Kids are still getting food. Well, so are you ready for this? Because I'm ready. I'm ready to share some proud moments.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's been, like I said, it's been a while, so I got to get back into the swing of things here. Proud moment for me, Eleonora is, she's, it still shocks me. Doesn't matter how many times you have a kid and they go through the infant stages or whatever, it's still just heart-shattering, in a good way, or pulls at the heartstrings a little bit. But she's starting or attempting to stand with less and less support. So I mean, she'll come up to me, she'll pull herself up, whatever. She may even like use the wall or whatever other objects she can to stand up on or stand up by. And she's starting to become more and more daring. Now, yeah, we've been helping her with that. I've been standing up behind her, holding her, having her hold my fingers and walking a little bit. We've got her an ice cream cart thing. It's actually really cute. It's a wooden ice cream cart that nice. She can push around. One of those push toys that help her practice that stuff. But I think she's just going to take off one of these days, and it's going to scare the living hell out of me. So I'm proud that she's finally doing that, and Nico is coming a long way as well. He's like my kid that loves going to school. I think he would be one that would love to go to school on the weekend if he could.
Yeah,
Smart
Eleanor
boy.
talks about going on the weekend all the time.
I think Nico is a smart boy in that regards because I would love to have the Japanese culture or the Eastern culture where they do go to school Monday through Saturday, even though Saturday is kind of like a half day or whatever. Still, and they get some kind of break or like a couple weeks long or whatever like that for summer and winter and whatnot. So, what's wrong? What's wrong? Come here. Yes. Did kitty cat scare you? Or something happened? What about you? So tell me more about where'd my phone go? There it is. Tell me more about your proud moments if you have any.
Well, we had Eleanor. It was in a IEP, an individual personalized learning, education program, whatever the hell,
individual educational program or something like that.
Yep. So she was in that last year because her preschool teachers kind of had a opinion that she might be autistic, and that turned out not to be true. But she's making great strides, almost to the point where they don't even know if she needs it anymore. And I wholeheartedly agree. But she does have still some issues with just shutting down when she's upset or sad. But I'm
that's
proud.
Just emotional. That's just a kid sometimes.
Right, and I'm proud because she's had. Bear with me, folks. She's had breakdowns recently that have not been as extreme as in the past. When one of us, Natalie or myself, sit down and just wait until she's ready to talk and talk it out. And that seems to work. And I'm proud that that's working because that means, she's starting to learn how to deal with her feelings. And she's starting to learn that she's not going to get her way every time she needs or wants something because that's not how the world works. So,
yep, I agree.
That's my proud moment.
It's a good thing. So what was the IEP about? I know you said the teachers thought she might have been autistic.
Initially, it was about like eye contact and communication with peers and adults, and then they did an evaluation, and then they said, well, that's not the case, and then they said, well, her speech is still kind of lacking, and then they are doing evaluations, and then that's getting better, so that's not a thing anymore, and then. I guess they're working on the W questions, who, what, where, and why and stuff, where she's having trouble identifying, who puts out the fire. Well, she says fire truck. No, that's a what. Who puts out the fire? Firefighter. So she has trouble. That's the only thing she needs it for now.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good.
No, I know.
And I know we started early too, because Kane was in an IEP when he was younger. Arlo was in an IEP. And then Nico's now in an IEP. And they were all very similar with the idea of it being for speech. So, like, delay in their development of speech and everything. Which, it happens. There's always those words that are tough, but there's also, like, where they're stubborn and don't necessarily want to talk.
Right.
I know Arlo's kind of at the stage where he is kind of quiet or doesn't always speak up when he should. And whatnot. He does. It is kind of, I won't say similar to what Eleanor's going with either, but it's kind of one of those things where he's just still a quiet guy. Maybe a little more like me, where I just kind of sit there and go whatever at some point, or just don't necessarily talk about it. But we're trying to get him to do that a little more, and it's working. So, but yeah, I'm gonna sit. Let's try this. My head's only there. You can only see my head. There. Better. I'm just gonna bounce her. Try to bounce her a little bit and get her to sleep. Hopefully. Oh, I know. You're getting tired. She's getting tired, folks. You can see it a little bit. Getting tired and antsy. But, yeah. So, that's the moments. Again, want to hear your thoughts, folks, or hear your proud moments with us. You know where to find us by now. So, hit us up with those or tell us stories. We'd love to share them as well, live or whatnot. Let's talk about it, though, man. I know I still have kids kind of piquing interest in helping out with cooking. You've taken a new turn, like you said, being the one doing the cooking for the first time in ever.
Yeah, the main cook. Yeah.
Yeah, now you're like the main cook. So tell us, what's that like, being the main cook now?
Yeah, so I've had to tweak my recipes. You know, normally I did well with, obviously, for those of you who may not know, I was really into grilling and smoking stuff when I was, I don't know, in my early 30s. I already am in my early 30s, but it was a phase for a few years, and one day I woke up and just like, this is kind of stupid. I've mastered it. I don't really enjoy doing it anymore. I'm done. So I'll still occasionally use the grill for things. I mean, obviously burgers. I do not care for burgers that are cooked in the house. So I will do burgers.
They're hard. It's difficult to do it in the house.
Yeah, exactly. So like brats burgers, and we rarely have steaks. But other than that, so that was the extent of it back then. And occasionally I'd whip out the shrimp scampi or the pesto shrimp or whatever with linguine or something. But I can't do that now because of the girls' pickiness and stuff like that. So, it really hit home the first week that Natalie left to go to work. I looked in the fridge and freezers. Okay, I can do this. I'm going to write down everything that they will eat, whether it be alone, like, now let's say pasta. Okay. So they'll eat a marinara pasta alone, or I could offer on the side, put like ground beef or Italian sausage or something in it. So I piece it out, and I have to do it anyway because of the leftovers needing to be vegetarian. So I made a list of everything that they would eat as like a meal: tacos, chicken fingers, chicken quesadillas. So every night I have just something I can look at and just make, instead of, because my main struggle when I was asked to cook dinner or Natalie didn't want to cook dinner or just something that I had to do, I was like, I don't know what to make. I have no idea.
Yeah.
There's so much shit in the fridge and so much stuff in the pantry. I don't know what to whip together. And now all I need to do is look at my list, boom, done. And it's so easy. So I recommend that for any, new father, new mother, who has a picky eater, toddler or child, just to make a list of everything they will eat and work with that, instead of trying to add added stress to dinner time. Well, you really need to try this. Can you please try this and eat it? Instead of that argument and that fight, thankfully they do have some things that are nutrition that they like. They love broccoli. They love corn. They'll eat peas. And then, they'll eat, pork chops, steak, chicken, salmon. So they're not super picky. It's just you have to make it look a certain way. Otherwise, they're not going to freaking touch it. So the plainer, the better. And that is going phenomenal, I might add. They have not eaten a meal that I've cooked since I started.
Nice.
So that's a little proud moment for my kids, is that they're putting up with daddy's basic ass cooking.
Hey, it's better to be basic than it is to try to do these full on meals where they're not going to touch it and you just wasted all these ingredients and your time.
Right.
It just
we even tried like HelloFresh and whatever, but it didn't work because they wouldn't touch it.
Nice.
It was too much. It was too extravagant. It was too busy.
Because HelloFresh, if remind me, HelloFresh is where you get things from, like the store, or they deliver goods to you every couple weeks or something like that, right?
They deliver ingredients for specific meals, and they have recipe cards. So, like, each bag would have a meal, and it comes with the precise ingredients to make that meal.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was on the right track or something like that.
Yeah.
I knew it, and I just needed a reminder. So thank you. No, it's, very interesting. But isn't that costly too, the HelloFresh?
Well, going to the grocery store isn't that much better, but yes, it is.
But you can pick and choose
slightly
your
more than grocery shopping.
You could at least pick and choose your ingredients. Kind of plan what you want to do, what you want to do versus being like, all right, I'm being forced to make this because of HelloFresh sending me this meal, for example. Or did you get to pick the meal and they would send it to you?
You get to pick, but still, I mean, you have to make what they send you.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just be like, okay, I've got ingredients. Now I'm going to make my own thing.
Right.
Yep. No. So, HelloFresh is a great way for you guys to get ideas too, in regards to cooking. Not going to lie there. No. So for me, the one thing that still baffles me to this day, my buffalo chicken or my buffalo mac and cheese, one kid out of all my kids requests mom to make it.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Well, you should ask him.
I should. It doesn't bug me. It's just kind of weird. Like when he requested, it's like, but I want mom to make it. I think it's because, I think Sam and I both think it's because she puts sour cream in the sauce, as I don't. So it's a slightly different taste. It's a different taste than when Dad makes it. So he gets more of, I guess, the flavor from Mom's than Dad's, which is fine. Not a big deal. So it doesn't hurt my feelings by any means, but at least we know he'll eat it if Mom makes it versus if Dad makes it. So all our children will eat it some point or another. But yeah, it's a good time. That's kind of a change in pace there. At least I know Sam is expanding her cooking horizon a little bit.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I am still working on becoming a master of some other recipes as well. Like my nameless chicken shelled or Parmesan chicken shells. I think that's just gonna be the name, Parmesan chicken shells, where I cook the chicken. Also kind of pre-cook the jumbo shells, put some cream cheese in the shell, put the chicken in the shell, cover it up with some Parmesan or shredded Parmesan cheese, and then put those in a pan and then layer on just Alfredo sauce. It's a very, very white meal essentially. But still very, very good. I've also started tweaking a little bit some stuffed peppers. So we'll do like hamburger meat with the peppers, cook the meat, put it in some marinara sauce or garlic and herb pasta sauce with the rice. I think the last time I made it, I tried a new thing and put sour cream in it to give it a little creamy texture, I guess.
Did it turn out?
It wasn't bad. You can definitely tell when you're used. You'll definitely know there's a difference when you've already had it one way for so long, and you can tell, you can get the distinct flavor. So
yeah,
it's not bad. I liked it. I think I know Sam liked it. So it's all good that way. I don't know if I haven't decided if I would actually continue doing it that way or not. But to your point though, of trying to find something for the kids, my problem is I don't want to continue doing basic because I know that only hinders me now at what I'm doing to what I can do. I put a hinder. I'm hindering myself as well when it comes to cooking because I don't necessarily go out and buy different ingredients either. We just use what we get from our usual shopping list, which is like the chicken, the hamburger, whatnot. So when we have that thawed, it's pretty, decent of what we cook. Otherwise, we just kind of stick to like pizza, uh, and some easy stuff. But, oh, I guess I've done this too recently. Started making some kind of like curry. So I'm not like making it from scratch. I'll cook the chicken, the veggies or whatever. Um, but then you get like these like sometimes we get it in a jar. It's like panchka or something like that. Um, it's a sauce. Other times we'll get like these little curry tablets. Uh, and they're both, it turns out very, very well. The tablets will become the like sauce essentially.
Yeah.
And that's actually pretty good. Uh, I do want to dabble in that more a little bit, see how that turns out, make it more like that Eastern cuisine in a way. But this is something that I didn't mention before, or you haven't mentioned yet, and I want to talk about it too. Uh, Back in September for my birthday, I ended up getting a cookbook. It's not a. It's not an. It's a. Bear with me. English is hard tonight for both Jared and myself, but bear with me.
Yeah.
To me it's a unique cookbook, and I think it's a unique cookbook to everybody else, but it's a Pokemon cookbook.
Oh, yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I may have mentioned it before, but I don't remember. But it's a Pokemon cookbook. It's got different things. For all of you that have played Pokemon in the past, you have your different regions like Kanto, Johto, Sinnoh, Hoenn regions, things like that. They've, of course, expanded since those four. They now have like a Paldea, Aloha, Alolan, Kalos, things of that nature. But the cookbook does have like 4 or 5 different recipes from each of those regions. They also do list some, or if it is more like vegetarian friendly or vegan friendly, as a like it says dietary note, this is like vegetarian. Again, it mostly because it doesn't have like that meat qualification at all or requirement to make it like meaty or
Yeah.
carnivorous. So I think a lot of the cookbook though is more vegetarian friendly, which I'm not going to say it's a shame. It just is different to me, because I do like to eat my meat. So coming up, taking a look at some of the recipes and stuff, I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, it's not like I won't ever try them. Just I need to go get the ingredients too, and that's the hard part for me. Hard part? No, it's more like an excuse as to why I haven't actually done any new recipes. Because I don't go out, I don't make a list or shopping list and be like, I need this, this, and this. And I never tell Sam, who is the one that does make the shopping list, hey, let's get this, this, and this, so we can try something new. Not to mention, when it comes to trying something new in our house, it can be very tricky. Because as you mentioned, Jared, picky, right? My wife is picky, and my kids get their pickiness from their mom as well. So it makes it difficult. But slowly, there's always progress to be made, right? Steaks. Oh, steaks were a hard thing, or hamburgers, hard thing. Kane still won't eat a hamburger unless it's tacos. Don't understand that concept at all. Never will. Even though I've asked him, and he's like, it's because of the seasoning. It's like it's still hamburger meat in the end. But still never understand that. Where was I going with this? Darn it, train of thought is gone. Oh, Kane has made an adjustment to his steaks and such, which is nice. he went from going or wanting it always well done to like medium well or medium rare. So kudos to him. Very, very good for him, knowing that he's taking that step. But the other kids are still kind of on the I want things well done train, which it's a work in progress. There's always something to be done. Like maybe getting Sam to try something else eventually too. Seafood, for those that are curious as to what I'm talking about. Get her to like some sort of seafood eventually. Probably never going to happen, but it's worth a shot. So you never push things. So what about you, Jared? I know you said you do the basics. Has there been anything you ever, maybe when the girls get older, consider trying?
Well, and the problem also with the schedule that I have now is that, I get done with work at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and they're expecting dinner, before 6. That doesn't give me a lot of time to screw around in the kitchen with the recipe. I need to, do something as quick as possible. Now, if the tables were turned and I had an extra, I don't know, hour and a half, got done at 3:30, whatever, after school, I could really get into it. We have a ton of cookbooks. I'd love to get into it and just, I love cooking. Our kitchen is tiny to say the least, so it's not easy to do it the way that like cookbooks make you have like 40,000 different pans and everything else. But
that's
they, I don't know. For right now, I'm just gonna stick with the basics, and maybe if I have extra time on the weekends, try something different from a cookbook or whatnot. We'll see.
Yeah, no, you bring up a valid point. During the week, it can be difficult, especially for those that are, working till like 4 or 5 o'clock, wherever you're located. Because it's not, as much as we're in different, Jared and I are in different time zones, but those that do listen, you may be in a different time zone. So you may be an hour behind us, an hour ahead of us, 2 hours behind us, whatever, right? But thinking about it, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock to you is still 4 or 5 o'clock to you. If you're getting home right around that time and then all of a sudden you only have an hour, yeah, making some sort of gourmet meal is not going to be ideal. Unless you make some, cheap version of the gourmet meal and you rush it a little bit, right? But if they're expecting dinner to be on the table by like 6:30 or whatever, yeah, it can definitely be difficult. Not gonna lie. So finding something simple, or whatnot. I mean, like sometimes I still find things like, something we used to do a lot a long time ago was turkey and rice. So we order like prepackaged turkey and gravy. Turn the oven on, get that going. Yeah, it still takes about an hour to cook it. You got 35 minutes on one side, 25 minutes after you stir it around or whatnot. So there's your hour. And on top of that, you've got like the preheating time too that you have to go through. We try to have that kind of planned, I guess, a little bit. Maybe sometimes it does help to have certain things planned out though ahead of time. So, but that hour or hour and a half that you are allotted when you get home doesn't really help, especially if you don't have anything planned. So having,
Right.
Having the basic ideas of what you're looking for to, even to Jared's point, I never thought about this. Having a list of basics or what your children are going to eat can be, I would say at that point, very helpful. So kudos to you for giving me an idea. Even giving myself or Sam an idea, or myself and Sam an idea, to think about doing that. Let's see.
Well, what I will say too, I do have thoughts and fantasies. This is how sad my life is. Well, it's not. My
It's
life
also
isn't
very
sad.
dirty when he says
This is how
that
kind
way.
of depressing it is with right now.
When he says thoughts and fantasies, folks, he's not. Get your head out of the gutter.
No, thoughts and fantasies about getting their dinner done at like 5, so something quick like dino nuggets or something. And then I serve them that and then go back to the kitchen and make something for Natalie and I when she comes home at like 10 o'clock at night. So let's say a vegetable stir fry or something of that
Ooh, stir
nature.
fry. I haven't done that in a while. Done it once.
Yeah, so it's just I still have those fantasies like, oh, they're done, they're full, they're doing their thing, and now I can do my thing. Well, that's never really the case because no, not yet. At least, I mean, they're pretty attention needy, so
Yeah.
because they
So
are constantly fighting.
I don't know about anybody else here, or that's, likes to listen to this here. Um, I'll be honest. Sometimes I want to admit this to people because, again, this is definitely a safe zone, and want to make sure you understand that this is a safe zone. You can share things if you feel like, if you want to as well. Um, Sometimes I feel guilty when I allow my kids to eat that easy stuff like Dino Nuggets, Jared mentioned, or pizza rolls. I feel guilty when I let them do that. Now, if we're just doing a free for all, it's one thing. But if I know I have time to make something, and then all of a sudden I just go ahead, have some Dino Nuggets, I feel guilty because it's like, yeah, sure, it's got the meat that they need, but I'm not making them eat anything else. Not making them have a veggie.
Oh, that way, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're just, this is where I feel guilty that they're not necessarily getting their um, food circle, food plate, whatever, that pyramid crap. Um, I feel kind of guilty because some meals I do make like a veggie, maybe give them a whole meal. Other times it's just like, nope. Like even with pasta, like we'll do pasta sometime or most often because that's what my wife likes and the kids like is some sort of noodle. Um, but we don't necessarily always make like carrots, beans, green beans, whatever, or like corn, things like that. Just kind of let it go. And I know that's not necessarily the best thing for their nutrition and help them grow. Um, so I want to share that, letting you people know that I feel guilty for not giving my kids the best nutritional habits that they can have. What about
I
you,
can
Jared?
respect that.
Do
No,
you
I can
feel guilty
respect
at
that
all?
a lot. I mean, they request taquitos, the frozen taquitos, a lot, which I can easily throw those in the oven or air fryer, but it's just that extra step of throwing in a steamer bag of corn that I just don't do. Mainly because those damn things are so big, I'd have to have a separate bowl for the vegetables. I know
Yep.
that sounds crazy and like, what the hell is he talking about? But it's just this, where to put that so they'll eat it, instead of something separate. I'm crazy, I know. But so for example, like you said tonight, I could have just did the sausage and the bow tie pasta with marinara, but I made corn. I made a vegetable,
Mm-hmm.
and you know I get it.
Yeah. Maybe it's something we just don't always think about, or we do think about it and we just go, whatever, moving on. But I think I would still try to recommend, if you folks can, try to, not saying you have to, but make sure they are getting almost like a full meal, not just stuffing them with nuggets or taquitos. I mean, don't get me wrong, taquitos are easy. You throw them in a microwave for 3 minutes and they're done, depending on how many you
They're
make.
not crispy. You got to do them in an air fryer oven.
Depending on how many you make and how fast you want them done. I'm a big fan of
This
just throwing
guy just put them in the microwave.
I will admit, yes, I will take like 6 taquitos, put them on a plate, throw them in a microwave, and eat them. I don't necessarily. I mean, I think I don't really have an air fryer. I do. It's down here in the basement, hiding away. I've got, well, kind of like a fryer, more like a tater tot thing, uh, oven, kind of, so to speak. Um, but my wife likes putting the taquitos in the oven as well. Like she used to do that all the time before she had to go to work when she was working her PM shifts. So now again, she's working like 12-hour days, but when she was only working 8-hour days, she would turn on the oven, get it up to the temperature, make her taquitos, and take them on the basically make them and go, which is nice, right? I mean, they're good too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm okay with throwing things in the microwave sometimes and eating them. Now, some kids like it, some kids don't. Whatever. But if you like that crispiness, definitely throw them in an air fryer or oven. You'll definitely get the bang for your buck at that point. But yeah. What else do you have, Jared, in regards to...
I have a bone to pick with those people who are calling out nonstick pans for being poisonous and shit. I'm pissed because now my household is not using nonstick pans, and we bought some Martha Stewart pans or whatever the hell, stainless steel, nice looking pans that cook, heat up very evenly and nice, but everything sticks to it. Everything. And then it's a pain to clean. What the hell, folks? What am I doing wrong? I have mastered cooking eggs, okay? I have mastered the right amount of olive oil at the perfect temperature, and it has to smoke, and then it's easy. The eggs don't stick. But I cooked like Italian sausage in it tonight, and no matter how often I turned it and how much oil, it kept on sticking to the pan. What am I doing wrong? Is there some things that will always just stick to a nonstick pan or stick to a regular pan?
I don't know.
Please comment. Let me know, please. I'm dying because I grew up and started cooking in nothing but nonstick, and now switching to regular pans, it's frustrating. And honestly, cooking my zap for wanting to cook. Honestly,
I think you should just go back to nonstick pans.
But they're poisonous, JJ.
I use them all the time. I'm not dead. It's just like people saying that aluminum foil is also very bad when you cook with aluminum foil. Because little particles of aluminum foil or aluminum get into your food. Yeah, minuscule. Like, the parts per million is very small. There's literally ppm, parts per million. Probably not enough to do anything to you. So, I mean, yeah, sure, it's poisonous at some point, but I wouldn't be too worried. I'm not too worried. I've been using nonstick pans for a while now.
It's not up to me. Maybe it should be now that I'm the one cooking.
No, it's not going to change anything. Happy wife, happy life, right?
Oh, let's not start that train again.
I'm not going to start that train.
We'll have to do an episode.
But hey, think of it this way. I haven't had a thought in 5 years. If I ever have a thought, I have to ask my best friend to come over and knock it out of me. That's a joke.
Yeah, I can't live like that anymore. I can't. Again, folks, if you really want an honest podcast of how husbands feel about there's certain things going on in their household because we are people pleasers, we will need at least 10 likes in the next video. At least 10
likes YouTube. You can even a couple comments or anything from Spotify. So if you listen to this on Spotify, you can always send us a message or do the poll or the question, because that'll help us understand where you're coming from as well. So let us know there. Now, like I said, I was talking about some jokes about having the thought and all of a sudden having my best friend coming over and get it out of me. I need a good laugh. I know, Jared, you said your week's been crazy. I think you could use a good laugh too, huh?
We wrapping it up?
We're going to go. Yeah, I think we're going to do some cooking jokes. Dad cooking jokes.
Okay, well, one more thing before we go.
I don't like.
Is there anything in your mind, in the last month or two, that you've really wanted to try cooking? Okay.
Well, there's always things I want to try. I just don't make the time.
Okay.
And I say that because I don't make the time. My Mondays and Wednesdays are usually chaotic. Even though I get done Well, Mondays I get done with work at 4, but then I've got like Kane's wrestling stuff. Arlo and Kane both have activities on Wednesdays. So on top of this as well. I mean, this is at night, but Arlo and Kane both go to have activities between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. Both run for a while. Kane's now at like a wrestling thing for 2 hours, essentially, because he started a private session with a coach and another wrestler. So hopefully, and he enjoys it too. So we'll see how that turns out. But Arlo has tumbling on Wednesdays, so that goes from like 6 to 7 o'clock. So right there, I'm in a time crunch, just like Jared mentioned before. But it's weird. That's one thing I don't like about activities, like children activities. But then I got to remember, I was in the same situation, or I put my parents in that situation too. So
right.
Most times you were just probably making quick snacks or quick dinners and going. But it is what it is, and we get through it. So,
well, the last time I was sick, and I have not stopped thinking about it. So, I still kind of have the same thing I had going on, but worse. A couple weeks ago, I really wanted some chicken noodle soup, like the real homemade garlic, nice fresh chicken and whatnot. So I looked in one of the recipe books we have, and it started to make your own stock. Come on now. And then like something else that took like 4 hours and all day is like, no.
Yeah.
So I someday, damn it, someday I will make my own chicken noodle soup from scratch. Mark my words.
Not hard at all. I tell you that much.
Well, it's not hard. It just takes forever because it's got to simmer and everything else.
Yeah.
You could cheat and
pot.
use like pre-made chicken stock, but
we got chicken bouillon, or we got like the chicken stock juice
bouillon. Yeah,
we use the bouillons. I mean, yes, truthfully, if you want to do it, you got to put the chicken in, let it kind of cook on it, put it in water, let the water absorb the chicken, whatever, and so on and so forth. So that could take some time.
Yeah.
And then strain the chicken and whatnot. So,
my mom.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of work if you really do it that way. We've made chicken soup with like chicken bouillon or the liquid chicken stock and whatnot. So, it still helps.
All right, I'm ready to laugh now that I got the chicken noodle soup out of my head.
You got the chicken noodle soup out of your head. So we're going to talk about some bad dad cooking jokes here. I've got a few. Hopefully we get Jared to laugh again. I think he could use it. So, Harry Potter can't tell the difference between his cooking pot and his best mate. They're both cauldron. He's not with it. Okay. He doesn't like it. Do cannibals eat ramen or do they cook them first?
What?
Do cannibals eat ramen or do they cook them first?
There's just ramen.
That's what I said. Do cannibals eat ramen or do
well, it
they
depends.
Cook them first?
I mean, some get wild and do it, al natural, and some have it with fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Sadly, folks, Jared would know.
After all, I am a cannibal. You know that.
I know. My wife asked me if she could have some peace and quiet while she tried to cook dinner. So I took the batteries out of the smoke alarm.
No, that's funny. I like that.
That's a good one. That is definitely a good one. I want to cook I wanted to cook chicken for dinner, but I forgot to take it out of the freezer ahead of time. It wasn't a well thought out plan.
Yep.
Oh God. What is Pac-Man's favorite cooking utensil? A waka 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 waka.
Isn't there like a Muppet that made that noise?
No, Pac-Man does it.
Okay.
A waka 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 waka. That was actually pretty damn close. I think we got time for one more. What do you think?
Yeah.
My girlfriend's such a bad cook. She uses the smoke alarm as a timer.
Okay, that's good. We're not making fun of women. We're not. It's just a joke, folks. We're not
these jokes are
we're not being that. All right.
No, these are just bad dad jokes. By all means, or jokes and cooking buns. By all means. But yeah, no, that's some good stuff. Oh God, I hate to admit it, but my wife's cooking has seriously improved. That was the best slice of soup I've ever had.
Ugh.
So sorry, but I don't know why those are always like the ones that just make it that better. Make it so much better. Oh God. Oh God, that's a good one, but not really. To me, it's a good one, but I don't think Jared would get a kick out of it. But anyways, maybe we'll share it next time. Maybe we won't. Folks,
Save
again.
It. Write it down.
No, I'll just say it now because I want to. What's a nice guy's favorite cooking utensil? My ladle.
My ladle.
My ladle. Yep. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this cooking episode here. Again, if you want... I don't remember what Jared already said. This is pretty bad. But we'd love to have you guys comment on our video. Let us know, especially if want to hear more about that as well. Share stories, whatnot, even talk about cooking. We want to see some... We'd love to have interaction with you folks. So like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Share, follow us, whatever you want to do. You know where to find us. It's YouTube, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcast. You can find us on Facebook, find us on TikTok, find me on TikTok, more or less. Find me on Twitter as well, or X as they now call it. Other than that, guys, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.